Okay, next we're going to look at the library browser. So over here in the menu, we click on the library browser, and this is again, how would you use existing problems that are already in the Open Problem Library, the OPL. And so we have to put them someplace first. So if we're going to try to create a new set for the course, you can do this several ways, but one way is here. And so we're going to call this one Travis. And so when you're creating new problem sets as we go through this course, always please start your new set with your last name. That way, again, we won't have somebody doing set 1, set 2, set 3, and have no idea which one who that belongs to. And there should be no problem with people landing on each other that way. So Travis Workshop 0. I click on Create New Set. In general, in WeBWorK, look for green stuff. Green stuff meant you did good. And so I was able to create this new set, Travis Workshop 0. No spaces, by the way. If you wanted something that looks like a space, use an underline, just for the fun of it. Junk stuff for me. I'll try to create a set with that name. Oh, and look what it did. It stuck underlines in for me. So that's a new, well, not always a new feature, but it's a feature that they have. Okay. So now I want to add problems to a set. I've now created a set, and there are several. Oh, somebody's created one. Look at you getting ahead of us. That's good. And so there's another somebody. This is all the right kind of thing to do. But we're going to go and do Travis Workshop 0. That's where we're going to stick things. Now, if you look in the library browser, there are several things to choose from here. The one that's not highlighted is what's currently selected. So the Open Problem Library means we want to use the library. Local problems is where you'll be saving the things you write this term. And so if you're trying to go through and create a problem set using your problem, you'll want to look under local. There's some other options here as well. So using the OPL, things are, the taxonomy now is 3 deep, essentially, and so we can pick a subject. And so just for the fun of it, I'm going to pick graph theory. Under graph theory, we can do, let's say, walks. And notice the number here changed. There were 34 under graph theory. There are 13 under walks. And how about Eulerian? And so 10 of those problems are Eulerian. You could go through any of the possible choices here and winnow your way down to essentially a chapter section. We'll want to view the problems. And here they are. Not going to go through every possible nuance here, but if I want to see where these problems live, I can click on Show Path, and this one is located in the library, the National Problem Library, the Open Problem Library, under, I forget where that's from, and here is the complete link in the Open Problem Library to where that one is located. It looks like, oops, I just clicked on Add instead of Show Path. That was an accident. But notice I apparently put this problem in my current problem set. And over here to the right, it says now in target set. So that problem is included. Let's look at the path of this one. Okay. I'm not sure if I want to put this problem in or not. What's it going to look like? Well, one thing I can do if I want to see what the problem is going to look like is click on the little eye over here. It says try it. And so this is what the problem would look like. Okay, I like it. I'll stick it in. Whatever, I don't know what it was. Just how about this one. I've added that one. It's in the target set. Okay, these are kind of boring, so I'm going to go back to the top. Pardon. And along with the graph theory question, I'm going to put a calculus question. Notice these all reset. And let's do something pretty plain like differentiation. And something like, oh, I don't know, the product rule without trig functions. There's 61 of those. By default, I'm shown 20. Typically, you don't want to choose them all because there might be a huge number. There are 61 here. 20 is usually pretty good, though, so I'll just leave it like that. There's some other options. You can see what Do you want to see the hint and see the solution? Ah, good. This is what I wanted. And so here is a problem. Here's a function, find some derivatives and a derivative evaluate it. You'll notice over here, I don't know what this pi means. I haven't seen that before. Oh, the fact that it uses math objects, that's new. But you see the M right here? That M over here means there are essentially a bunch of problems that look almost the same as it. And so the Open Problem Library has been reviewed, and problems that are pretty similar to each other have been collapsed down into one representative problem. But if you want to see them all, just click on the M here, the L for less, and as you look through these problems, what you'll notice is they all look pretty much the same. Simple kind of product rule with it's essentially here a log, maybe some slight difference to it. And I can collapse all those back down by clicking on L, and there they're all crammed into one. A few other options over here. I can look at a different randomization of the same problem. By clicking through here, you can kind of get an idea of the types of problems your students will get. No, I like it then. I love it. Let me add it. Now I'm looking through this list here. I don't want to ever see this problem again. As I'm going through, sometimes you might get tired of saying, you might decide there's a problem you don't want to include, but you don't want to keep on bypassing it. So I'm just going to click on the X over here. I don't want to see that one either, so I X that one out. And that one too. I don't want to see it again, so I'm just going to hide it. It only, I think, hides it for the current session, but if you're trying to go through and create a problem set, then that certainly is a way to keep from having to go through and say, I've already seen that one before. I'm going to add a few more, almost randomly. And there we have some problems. We can go back and look at this now under homework sets. And here's Travis Workshop 0. I haven't made it available to the rest of y'all yet, and there are now 6 problems in it. Notice there's the graph theory problem we had seen. There's the second one that we played with. Here's the one of the assortment of log times something product rules. And here are the other problems we had looked at. So we've now created a problem set using just the basic library browser. Going back to the library browser, I'm going to go ahead and select my set again, so Travis Workshop 0, so I'm sticking things in the right place. Another option over here is advanced search. So over here to the right. And notice at the current level we have subject, chapter, and section. When I click on advanced search, this creates several more options, including the option of picking a textbook. And so these are some textbooks that have had problems tagged to them. By a textbook being in this list doesn't mean there's a complete set of problems for that textbook. It means there's at least one. Some of these are more robust than others. You can presume that Stewart, Hughes Hallett have pretty complete sets going along with them. But there are some for which there are not a whole lot of problems. But let's just go ahead and pick, oh, I don't know. How about Rogowski, addition to calculus, early transcendentals? And apparently there are 943 problems for that. And you can go through and look at the various chapters in Rogowski's book. And sections don't show up yet because I haven't picked them. One other thing I wanted to note here was the level. And so the problems have been reviewed and a level has been ascribed to them. So if you wanted just easy problems, you can click on level 1. Or if you wanted to really kill your students, level 6. And you'd only get those problems. And can you see that? Yes, it did show up. And so a little pop-up on this little question mark here talks about how this is roughly inspired by Bloom's taxonomy. So the possibility in advanced search is for you to look at textbooks and level, and I guess basically that's it.